The earth hangs on nothing. Every ancient culture tried to explain what the earth sits on, and Job quietly said, nothing. If you step back into the ancient world, nobody imagined the earth floating in empty space. The Egyptians pictured it resting on pillars. The Greeks imagined Atlas holding it on his shoulders. In India, it was a stack of elephants standing on a giant turtle. Everybody had a mental picture, and every picture involved something holding up the world. That's why Job 26:7 stops you in your tracks. He stretches out the north over empty space. He hangs the earth on nothing. Nothing, no cosmic scaffolding, no mythical creature, just suspended. And here's where the Bible and science talk to each other in a surprisingly honest way. When astronauts look back at Earth from space, what do they see? A blue sphere hanging in complete emptiness. No pillars, no foundation, nothing holding it up, but invisible forces. Science calls it gravity and orbital motion. Job 26:7 simply said, he hangs the earth on nothing. Now remember, Job is one of the oldest books in the Bible. You're reading something written long before telescopes, long before Newton, long before anyone understood gravitational pull or orbital mechanics. And he doesn't describe the earth resting on foundations. He describes it hanging in emptiness. Think about the contrast. Ancient cultures, the world must sit on something because everything sits on something. Job's worldview, the Creator holds it in place, and he doesn't need supports. And Job doesn't stop there. In the same chapter, he says, he wraps up the waters in his clouds, yet the clouds do not burst under their weight. Job 26:8. He marvels at a world held together by forces invisible to the human eye, forces he couldn't name but clearly observed. Job wasn't giving a physics lecture, but he was describing the world as it actually appears, not as mythology demanded. And here's where this speaks powerfully to a modern listener. Job wasn't trying to sound scientific. He wasn't predicting gravity. He was simply telling the truth as he saw it, guided by a worldview anchored in a real sovereign God, not in legends or cosmic animals. And his description just happens to match the way the earth actually exists, suspended in space, upheld not by turtles or pillars, but by forces we didn't even begin to understand until the last few centuries. When you strip away mythology and you strip away human assumptions, the Bible often speaks with a clarity that feels almost out of place for its time. While the world